When Denzel Washington walked into the room during Trump's speech, the shift in energy was seismic. Trump froze mid-sentence. His eyes narrowed. "Get him out," he barked to security. But before they could move, Denzel had already begun, speaking just 20 seconds. And the entire room transformed. It was supposed to be a routine rally at the K. Bailey Hutcherson Convention Center in Dallas. Trump was center stage, with everything prepped for a predictable performance. The ballroom was packed. The anticipation was electric. Trump would claim the night. Backstage, security quietly doubled. The lights dimmed. Trump was introduced. Strode out, trademark grin in place, and the crowd erupted, though not all in applause. Then, from the boundary of the press section, a figure emerged. Dark blazer, measured stride, quiet confidence. A hush fell. It took a second for people to register. Denzel Washington, Oscar-winning icon and steadfast activist, had walked in solo live unannounced. Trump saw him instantly. His voice faltered. "Wait, what's going on?" Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, masking. The bewilderment? They let him in? Phones flew up. Security pivoted, but Denzel didn't budge. He advanced down the aisle, purposeful, composed. One heckler yelled, "You don't belong here." Trump hissed to the crew. "Handle that." 2 guards advanced. Denzel raised a hand not in confrontation, but asking for clarity. "Just give me 60 seconds, he said calmly, but with resolve. "Then I'll leave." An electric stillness descended. Trump hesitated. Something in Denzel's voice was grounded, sincere. The guards paused. The audience, torn between curiosity and confusion, leaned forward. "I was invited," Denzel explained, "by Representative Noah Harov. He couldn't attend, so he asked me to come." Turning slightly to Trump, he added, "You say this country needs dialogue, so let me offer mine." Trump's face flushed. He half smirked, trying to sound casual. "Dared start a podcast if you want airtime." Some chuckled. Denzel held firm. "I'm not here to perform. I'm here because this country isn't just for those who clap the loudest. It's for all of us, even when we disagree." The words hit hard. Trump stepped back, visibly irritated. "Nope, not doing this," he muttered to Mike. "Get him out." A guard resumed forward motion until a voice from the front row cut through. "Let him speak." Another, "Yeah, I'll let him talk." Their murmur tipped the scales. Trump grimaced. Leaned into the mic. "Fine," he relented. 60 seconds. "Say something brilliant." He stepped aside. The guard froze. Denzel walked nearer, not onto the stage, but just below it. Tan faced the audience, hands clasped, unwavering. "I'm not here to argue policy," he began, voice calm but resonant, "because this hasn't been about policy for a long time. It's about people and how we stop listening the moment we hear a name we don't like." He paused. His eyes swept the room. "I grew up not far from here, South Dallas. Rode past this building every day on the way to school. I never imagined I'd stand here, asking simply to be heard." Some attendees leaned in, phones lowered. "I'm not here for applause," he said. "Don't need everyone to agree. I just want to remind you we are not enemies. We're Americans. And if a different voice makes you feel threatened, we've already lost more than a debate." Silence. It wasn't awkward. It was purposeful, heavy with meaning. Even Trump didn't break it. Denzel nodded, stepped back, and softly said, "That's all." But people didn't move. Trump, arms folded, studied him, then a single clap from the back right, tentative, then another. Not a roar, but enough. "What?" Trump cleared his throat, trying to regain control. "All right," he said with unease. "That's America even if you don't want to hear it." His voice brimmed with sarcasm, but the shift in atmosphere was undeniable. A man in a red golf shirt stood up mid-row. "Mr. Washington," he called out, "I don't agree with you on much, but you said that better than most. Respect." Denzel gave a quiet nod. Trump blinked. A half smile formed. "Aren't you full of surprises today?" he quipped. The room didn't laugh. Reporters scrambled to capture footage. Security stepped back. Denzel moved toward an empty chair by the exit and sat, imposed, still absorbing the attention. Trump forced a segue. he said, I guess. Y'all got your civic lesson for the day? Now let's get back to fixing the country. Polite laughter, scattered applause. But the rhythm had changed. Just then, someone called from the audience. Why don't you respond to what he said? Gasps. Phones raised again. Trump froze. I don't need to respond, he said curtly. He got his moment. I got mine. And I was invited. The guard began to move. Denzel rose, no theatrics, just presence. He halted in the aisle, gave one final nod, and said, I didn't come for attention. But maybe some of y'all came needing to hear something different. Not better. Not perfect. Just different. Then he walked out quietly. But the moment lingered far beyond the ballroom. By the time he reached the hallway, his phone buzzed 9 times. Inside, the panel attempted recovery. Trump, shaking off the challenge, dived back into his notes, but the moment kept echoing through the room, slipping through his grasp. That night in Dallas, Denzel and his team gathered at his hotel. I didn't expect it to land like that, he admitted. He didn't expect applause, his aide replied. But you got some. He smiled quietly. I wasn't looking for applause, he said. I just wanted people to see a human, being not a headline, not an enemy. His press manager showed him Twitter. Comments flooded in. Respect. This is how you change minds. Not with volume, with clarity. Cable news circled. Headlines varied. Denzel sparks unity mid-rally. Unscripted, unshaken, American. Critics called it a stunt, but if it were staged, it would have been louder, polished, rehearsed. It wasn't. A few hours later, in the vendor lot, a small group approached him. Mr. Washington. One man jogged across the pavement, uncertain. Denzel paused, Dash listened, and so ended the night when a single voice, speaking truth with calm. Conviction, electrified, illumined, reminded America how powerful, quiet clarity can be. I didn't come here expecting to listen to someone like you, the man said, but I did, and I'm glad I did. Denzel didn't move, just studied the man with that same calm that had settled over the whole room. The man rubbed the back of his neck. I run a roofing business down in Temple, voted Republican every cycle since I was old enough. But what you said tonight, ... it stuck. He extended a hand. Denzel shook it firmly. You listened, Denzel said. That's more than most are willing to do these days. But not everyone was feeling generous. Backstage in a dimly lit lounge, Donald Trump paced like a caged animal. Fury flickered behind his eyes. Who cleared him? He barked, spinning to face a nervous aide. He wasn't on the official list, the aide stammered. We believe he came in using Representative Hargrove's guest credentials, sir.
Technically.
A guest? Trump scoffed. You know who else gets in technically? Hackers, spies, goddamn saboteurs. He grabbed a water bottle, flung the cap onto the floor, and pointed to the monitor in the corner. There, a paused image of Denzel mid-speech. Composed, centered, powerful. She was too calm, Trump muttered. You see that? That wasn't spontaneous. That was written. Precise. Calculated. The aide stayed silent, and our people some. Of them clapped. Trump spat. Clapped. What the hell was that? They reacted, sir. It wasn't expected, the aide offered weakly. Exactly my point. From the shadows, longtime advisor Wesley Stokes finally spoke up. You didn't? Lose the room, Wesley said carefully. But you didn't own it either. That clip. It's everywhere now. No one's talking tax plans or border walls. They're talking about him. Trump narrowed his eyes. He's not the future, he growled. He's a moment, maybe. Wesley said, but moments travel fast. Trump waved him off and slumped into a chair. For a moment, his fury cooled. He stared at the screen again. He had the room, Trump admitted quietly. For a second, he had it. Wesley leaned forward. Surprised? You respected what he did? Trump didn't answer immediately. Then, I respect strategy. Doesn't mean I won't burn it down. Across the building, Trump's media team scrambled. Ignoring it wasn't an option anymore. The video had already aired on primetime. Back, at his home, Denzel sat alone in the quiet, the living room bathed in soft lamplight. His phone buzzed nonstop, Texts, missed calls, voicemails. He hadn't opened most of them. But one stood out. His mother's voice, transcribed by AI. "You did good, baby. Don't let them twist it." He spoke like a man raised right. He smiled softly. Then came a knock at the door. "Reuben, got a minute?" Reuben asked, laptop already open. "A town hall. In Pennsylvania? Wants you next week. PBS is asking for a sit-down, and someone from Fox News wants a segment." Denzel didn't respond immediately. "I didn't do it for this," he said finally. "I just couldn't sit through another event where they talk about real Americans like I'm not one of them." Reuben nodded. "And you didn't yell. That's why it worked." They sat in silence a moment. "You regret it?" Reuben asked. Denzel exhaled. "I regret that it felt rare," he said. "That just telling the truth quietly feels revolutionary now." Upstairs, his niece had fallen, asleep with the TV still on. The clip was playing again. The news anchor's voice echoed faintly. A rare political moment. Composed, unshaken, no insult, yet no noise. And yet, it left the room speechless. Elsewhere -DC. Florida, New York staffers scribbled strategy notes. A donor paused a recurring payment. Campaign advisors flipped whiteboards. One question circled every war room. If 60 seconds can shift a room, what happens in 5? But while others studied the clip frame by frame, Denzel moved forward. 2 mornings later, he was tucked in the back of a cafe in Oak Cliff, trying to enjoy a quiet hour. But quiet doesn't last long when the country decides you're a symbol. The barista noticed him first. Then a woman in hospital scrubs walked over, hesitant but hopeful. "Are you?" she began. Denzel looked up. "I am," he replied simply. She smiled. "I watched your speech 3 times. My dad, he's a trucker. Voted Trump all his life. But after he saw your clip, he just got quiet. Didn't say much, just stared at the screen." She placed a folded piece of paper on the table. "He's not on social media," she said. "So he asked me to write something down, then she left." Denzel opened it. "I don't agree with you, but I listened." Later that afternoon, Denzel sat down with veteran journalist Shelby Dunn for a local interview. "I've covered Texas politics for 20 years, she said. "I've never seen a room stop like that." Denzel took a beat. "I wasn't trying to stop anything," he said. "I just wanted to show up and say something I never hear in places like that. That disagreement doesn't mean disloyalty." Shelby tilted her head. "You knew the risk." "Sure," Denzel nodded. "But scared?" "No, I've been in smaller rooms with louder men." He smiled slightly. "What scared me more was what it would mean if I stayed silent." "Do you think it would have landed the same if you'd shouted?" Shelby asked. "No," Denzel said instantly. "That room wasn't built to handle my anger. If I'd raised my voice, they would have tuned me out before I even got started. But when I didn't, they had to choose, listen or leave. Of them stayed." Shelby leaned back. "And now?" Denzel looked away for a second. "I don't want to become a moment," he said. "I want the moment to matter. If people walked out of that room thinking maybe I should listen before I judge, that's enough for me." Back at the convention center, nothing felt normal. No one was debating energy plans or immigration policy. They were talking about him, the man who didn't shout near the coffee station. People mingled quietly. Red states, blue counties, no live streams, it's just conversation. Jasper Thorne, a Marine vet and lifelong Trump supporter, leaned on a pillar. "I'm a Trump guy," he said. "Always will be. But that man, the way he carried himself, it hit me." Even during the next panel, the ripple effect was clear. State Senator Colin Greer stopped mid-sentence. "I wasn't going to bring it up," he said, "but pretending it didn't happen would be dishonest." He scanned the room. Denzel Washington stood up, said what he believed without yelling. Without mocking, that still matters in politics. The applause wasn't thunderous, but it was genuine. In a time where volume wins over value, he had done the impossible, cut through the noise without adding to it. But Denzel wasn't taking a victory lap. He was back in his district, walking through neighborhoods, shaking hands with teachers, listening to local business owners. His staff begged him to do CNN, to accept the big offers. but he stayed grounded. Let them see I didn't vanish into headlines, he told Ruben. I'm still just a neighbor. He knew it would have been easy to ride the wave. But once you show people there's a better way to be heard, they start expecting better from everyone, including you. So what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if the story struck a chord, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started. We're not here for the spin. We're here for the moments that slip through their scripts, the ones that make us stop. Even just for a second. God bless and God bless America.